One aspect of myself that I've kind of thought about more and differently is my blackness. I am a black woman. The way that I've found that America thinks about race is a lot more intrinsic to our culture than kind of a lot of other places in the world. And now that I'm in Spain, I can tell that I've kind of thought less about my blackness in that way. In like back in New York, back in America, I think about it kind of every day, the way that people look at me, the way that people might be interpreting things that happen to me, things that I do, why I do them, why they happen to me. Um, and I don't really feel that here, even though there are not as many black people here as I see in New York. I don't end up really thinking about that much, but it's definitely something that I've noticed and have felt different about. And it's not good or bad; it's just different.
So definitely being black and queer definitely had an impact on my experience. But I will say it was a rather positive one. With the way that I express my words, my thoughts, my opinion, like there's so much more freedom, I think, here in Berlin. And so I was really appreciative that the culture was so welcoming and so willing to have everyone kind of be their own
I
person.
think for the most part, the Londoners were very friendly and not racist at all. But I did encounter a few racist people on the tubes or like in general when I was just walking. And so it really was an experience. I think I have learned to be comfortable in my skin enough to not care and not mind the outside noise. But when things like that do happen, it definitely just like puts you back in a shell for a brief moment where you feel a little vulnerable. Yeah, I definitely think that my race did play a part. However, I feel like I've only just come out of this experience stronger and like more confident in my own self. So it was a win-win.
When I was younger, I kind of always just envisioned staying in New York, staying in America, and then maybe like going to other countries on vacation. But I do think that having a far more international kind of way of life is very, very rewarding. I have enjoyed so much about traveling and just not being where I'm from, but not in the way that I don't enjoy where I'm from. It's just in the way that there's so much more out there. One of my major goals is to work a lot in like diversity and equity and inclusion. And I think what better way to emulate that idea of diversity and equity and inclusion than learning another language and having a global perspective. This is something that has proven to be very, very rewarding and something that I really, really want to continue and something that I want to be integral within my career and my lifestyle.
Studying abroad definitely changed a few core parts of what my life plan is going to be. I think the biggest thing is that I from the get-go wanted to live abroad once I got out of college, but this kind of solidified that idea. I had a terrific professor who taught me German pop culture and kind of talked about the world in a broader lens. And the one thing he said, he was like, when you get out of college, make sure that you live abroad and that you, again, like take in all of these different cultures, because that's what's going to make you grow, that's what's going to make you learn, and that's what's going to make you want to change the world.
I had never thought prior to this experience that I would even consider coming back to the UK for an internship or even like considering like living here. But that has definitely been a thought that has crossed my mind since this experience. So thank you, IES Abroad.